Imagine, if you will, a world where the Dursleys still existed, but their address wasn't Privet Drive. Instead, it was a quiet, unassuming villa in a bustling Jeddah neighborhood, far from any hint of magic. Harry Potter, a scrawny boy with a lightning bolt scar, still lived under the stairs, though perhaps it was a storage room filled with old prayer rugs and forgotten shisha pipes. His 11th birthday arrived, not with owls, but with a flurry of pigeons. Not just any pigeons, mind you, but sleek, iridescent birds, each carrying a scroll tied to its leg. They swooped through the open window, scattering dates and cardamom pods from the breakfast table. One particularly plump pigeon, with an air of profound importance, dropped a heavy, wax-sealed envelope right into Harry's untouched plate of fowl. The seal wasn't a crest with 4 animals, but a stylized dhow sailing on a shimmering, enchanted sea. The letter, written in elegant Arabic calligraphy, invited him to the prestigious Madrasat al-Bahr al-Ahmar lil-Sih wal-Funun al-Ghariba, the Red Sea School for Magic and Strange Arts. It promised a world beyond his wildest dreams, a place where the desert sands whispered ancient spells and the sea held secrets older than time. Getting his school supplies wasn't a trip to Diagon Alley, but a bustling labyrinthine souk hidden deep within Jeddah's historic Al Balad district. Instead of Gringotts, there was the Bank of Jinn and Jinnias, a towering structure of coral stone where ancient spirits guarded vaults filled with enchanted gold dinars. Harry, guided by a kindly, turbaned man with a long, flowing beard and eyes that twinkled like desert stars, navigated the crowded alleys. He bought his first wand, not from Ollivander, but from a wizened old craftsman named Abu al-Asrar, whose shop smelled of oud and frankincense. Wands weren't made of holly or oak, but of ancient olive wood, date palm, or even petrified coral from the Red Sea. Each core was unique, a feather from a mythical rock, a scale from a sea serpent, or a single shimmering grain of sand from a forgotten oasis. Harry's, Abu al-Asrar declared, was made of desert acacia, with a core of a single perfectly preserved pearl. His school robes weren't black cloaks, but flowing white thobes and abayas, enchanted to change color with the wearer's mood or the spell they were casting. Instead of a cauldron, he acquired a gleaming brass dalla, perfect for brewing potent potions. The journey to Madrasat al-Bahr al-Ahmar wasn't by train, but by a magnificent enchanted dhow. It sailed not on tracks, but on the shimmering surface of the Red Sea, its sails catching winds that whispered forgotten incantations. The school itself wasn't a castle, but a sprawling complex of ancient, whitewashed buildings, carved into the cliffs overlooking the turquoise waters. Its 4 houses weren't Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. They were named after the 4 winds that shaped the Arabian Peninsula. Shamal, for the brave and bold, like the strong northern wind. Janub, for the loyal and kind, like the gentle southern breeze. Sharqi, for the wise and curious, like the eastern wind, carrying ancient knowledge. Garbi, for the ambitious and cunning, like the western wind that brings change. Harry, of course, found himself sorted into Shamal alongside his new friends. There was Ron Weasley, now Rashid Al-Wasim, a boisterous boy from a large, well-known family of camel breeders, whose magic often went hilariously awry, and Hermione Granger, now Hamida Al-Gharib, a brilliant, studious girl who had already memorized half the school's ancient texts on Arabian alchemy. Classes at Madrasat al-Bahr al-Ahmar were unlike anything at Hogwarts. Instead of charms, they studied ilm al-huruf, the science of enchanted calligraphy. Potions became fen al-taqtir, the art of distillation, where students brewed elixirs from desert herbs and sea minerals. Transfiguration was tahawul al-ashya, learning to transform sand into silk or a date pit into a shimmering jewel. Defense against the dark arts was difa an el-jinn al-sharir, focusing on warding off mischievous jinn and ancient desert spirits. Flying lessons weren't on broomsticks, but on enchanted flying carpets. Soaring over the Red Sea, dodging seagulls and the occasional curious manta ray. The school sport wasn't Quidditch, but al-Kashf el-Jawi, aerial discovery. Teams would race on their carpets, not to catch a golden snitch, but to find and retrieve enchanted artifacts hidden across a vast, magical desert landscape. The teachers were equally fascinating. The headmaster, Professor Dumbledore, was now Sheikh Dawood al-Bar, a wise old man with a long white beard and eyes that held the wisdom of 1,000 desert nights. He wore flowing robes embroidered with constellations and always offered dates and strong Arabic coffee. The potions master, Professor Snape, was now Ustad Salim al-Lil, a stern, enigmatic figure whose dark thobe seemed to absorb all light. His classes were notoriously difficult, and his favoritism towards the Garby house was legendary. Of course, no Harry Potter story is complete without a Dark Lord. Here it wasn't Voldemort, but Al-Zil al-Qadim, the Ancient Shadow, a powerful sorcerer who sought to drain the magic from the Red Sea itself, plunging the region into an eternal, arid darkness. Harry, Rashid, and Hamida, with their unique blend of courage, humor, and intellect, found themselves at the heart of the mystery. They uncovered ancient prophecies hidden in forgotten souks, deciphered riddles etched into coral reefs, and battled mischievous jinn in moonlit oases. Their adventures took them from the bustling fish markets of Jeddah, where enchanted fish whispered secrets, to the silent, star-dusted dunes of the Empty Quarter, where ancient magic lay dormant. They learned that true magic wasn't just about spells, but about the spirit of the land, the wisdom of the ancestors, and the unbreakable bonds of friendship. In the end, Harry, the boy who lived, became Harry, the boy who sailed. He discovered that magic wasn't confined to castles and broomsticks, but thrived in the warmth of the sun, the whispers of the wind, and the endless shimmering expanse of the Red Sea. And that, perhaps, was the greatest magic of all.